Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm taking a look at every LEGO Marvel superhero set released between August and November of 2024. I don't even know how many sets we have here, but we have a bunch of Infinity Saga sets ranging from the first Avengers movie to Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy. We have our very first huge X-Men set with the X-Mansion. And we have like a wide variety of sets. We've got play sets, display models of various types. We have like a sculpture style thing with Groot and the advent calendar. Before we get into it though, I do want to remind everyone that I am an employee of the LEGO Group. However, all opinions expressed in these videos are my own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the LEGO Group. And LEGO is a registered trademark of the LEGO Group of companies, which does not sponsor, authorize, or endorse this site. I can't move any more over to the left because then you're going to start seeing beyond my little filming studio. But we have the Milano set back there, which I did do a full review on. This is like the 18 plus style Helicarrier. We have Thor versus Surtur, Iron Man with the Hulk and a motorcycle. I think that's the name of that set. We've got Dancing Groot. Way in the back, like with the snow-capped trees, you can't really see it. I have Avengers Assemble, Age of Ultron. Then moving over to the right, we have the Avengers versus the Leviathan set, which is a concept that has been long overdue. We have the Spider-Man Advent Calendar in the corner. And then, of course, we have the X-Mansion, and all the way at the back, where you probably can't see it through the trees, we have the gift with purchase that came with it, Cerebro. And because I did do separate reviews of the X-Mansion and Cerebro was included in that and the Milano, I'm going to try to focus on the other sets a little bit more in this video. So I want to start with the Spider-Man Advent Calendar because this is the next set that my friend who's a LEGO designer in Denmark designed. And I think that this Advent Calendar is pretty cool. I'm not just saying this because I'm friends with the designer, but I really like some of the mini builds. The cars are decent, I feel like it's a slightly new style of doing a car. I really love this little rhino mech though. I think that that is really cute. I like the Electro style Christmas tree. That seemed pretty inventive to me. Of course, we have like the typical advent calendar stuff. Like there's like a little grill that doesn't really seem fitting. We have like a fireplace with the stockings. It's cute. Like there's a little candy cane. That's like just the generic holiday stuff. But what I really like is all of this like street scenery that feels very fresh for an advent calendar to me. So like we've got a traffic light and a fire hydrant. There's like a Sandman catapult that launches presents. I think that that's a cute play idea. I really like this little section, which is like a newspaper box with a backpack hidden inside it. And then we also have like this street lamp and street sign little build. And so these are probably my favorite builds in the advent calendar. I also really like this computer desk, like the banana peel. That stuff I think is the strongest. I think the minifigures are decent. I mean, you get a bunch of characters. You get Spidey, you get Venom, Green Goblin, Miles Morales, and Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, I think she's officially called. Miles gets an exclusive torso, but I'm really disappointed that there isn't a sixth minifigure, especially not a second exclusive minifigure. I feel like we've all gotten used to advent calendars having two exclusive holiday minifigures, and it seems like in this set, the rest of the print budget, like the exclusive print budget, went to this snowman Spider-Ham, which is cute, but I definitely would have preferred like a second holiday minifigure, like Ghost Spider in holiday attire, or even like a Santa Green Goblin. Like that's the kind of stuff I would have rather seen here. Getting into the rest of the sets, we've got the 4 plus Iron Man with his motorcycle and the Hulk minifigure. I mean, it's cute. You can like knock down these walls. That's cool. I mean, it's a 4 plus set. I just buy them for completion's sake and for exclusive minifigures like that Hulk. In front of it / next to it, we have the Avengers versus the Leviathan. This is the kind of set I've been wanting for a while, like with a like good sized Leviathan build that's obviously not as big as it is in the movie, but it's definitely good for play. And we have Hulk in a $50 set, which is awesome because he's the new version of the Big Fig, like with the movable head and removable hair. I think the Leviathan build, which is different from Avengers Tower, it's pretty good. I wish it was elevated off the ground a little bit more, but it's a decent build. And this Loki minifigure, I think this is the best Loki minifigure we have ever seen. I love his helmet. It's got like a glossier sheen to it in the last couple of years. I really like the new rubber capes. I think that they look excellent. And so to me, this is absolutely the best Loki minifigure we've gotten to date. And I'm really happy to see that. We also get Captain America and Black Widow. Unfortunately, Cap fell with that Chitauri. But overall, I think it's a pretty good set. Maybe a little bit overpriced because I think it's $50 and it does feel like it would be a better $40 set. But the minifigure selection is outstanding and the build is good too. We have a couple more small sets over to the left. Here we have the Iron Man and Iron Legion versus Hydra Soldier battle pack. The new Iron Legion figures, I didn't love them at first glance because I don't like this style of helmet, but I actually think they look pretty good in person. I'll have to compare them to the older versions. This is a new version of Iron Man in his Mark 43 armor, which is super cool. As for the build, I actually think the build is pretty decent for a battle pack. I mean, this is a $20 set with like 4 good minifigures, so I think it's a pretty good value. And it's just great to have another Iron Man battle pack on the market after like so many years without one. I feel like it might be 9 years. It might be since the last Age of Ultron battle pack in 2015 that like we had Iron Man in like a cheap set with multiple figures. Then moving over to the right, we have Thor versus Surtur, construction figure is what it's called. I don't think that Surtur is a construction figure. He's not built in the same way as the other construction figures. He does not have the same amount of articulation. So I kind of reject that categorization. But I think that he looks really good. I thought he was like too black just when the first pictures came out, not enough orange. But I do think there's like a pretty good balance of it in person. New Thor minifigure, which is really cool. Surtur's skull is detachable, and so you can use that chain to wrap it around Thor. And I really like the way that Surtur looks. I'm not going to go crazy like posing him up or anything. I'm not doing like a full review, but I am like much happier with that set than I expected. And his little fire demon guys are cool, but they're supposed to have horns and they're missing that in the set. And Thor Ragnarok came out like 7 years ago, so it's not even like a concept art case. I really wish that they came with like little brick built horns. Next up, we have Dancing Groot. He comes in a nice brick-built pot. I've got the I Am Groot sticker on there right now. There's actually like a removable section of the pot where you can store extra pieces, and there are a couple of extra tiles, like with the Guardians of the Galaxy logo, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy logo in the fictional language from the movies. So I really appreciate that storage space because that's something that I'm always looking for on Lego sets, like somewhere to put like the extra little bits and bobs, the extra accessories, I guess. The actual build, speaking of extra accessories, he has like these little sunglasses that he can wear on his forehead, but you can't put them over his eyes. He's got these headphones. I mean, that's fine. You can also like attach the headphones to the edge of the pot, which I think is cool. But I don't really like this thing. It freaks me out. Like I like the vines, but the face, like there's something about the face and the head that just freaks me out. He was kind of redesigned a little bit for the I Am Groot series, and I also think he looks a little bit freaky in the show. But the whole point with this thing is that you can make him dance by turning this crank, and I'm just super uncomfortable at that. Like I don't like that. It freaks me out. Um Maybe I need to stop buying every single Marvel set every year because that's what I do. I just like being a completionist for Marvel, but Groot might have broken me. If something else like this comes out next year, I think I might need to stop because we've been getting like a buildable Groot every single year for like 3 years now. It's getting kind of crazy. I really, really liked the Venomized Groot set, but I feel like this one was kind of unnecessary. Next up, we've got the Helicarrier in like the midi scale style, like the Lego group is doing for the newer Star Wars ships. Great idea, great execution. I think it looks really, really great. I just said great so many times, sorry. But I mean, it looks good, and it's been so long since we've had a Helicarrier. Last one was in 2020. Last MCU one was in 2015, and that set was $350. But speaking of price, this set is $80. I do think it's cool. I think it's interesting, but like, especially for $80, the fact that the deck is entirely stickers, it's just absolutely unexcusable. I don't usually complain about stickers a lot. At least I feel like I don't. I fully am fine with them. I fully understand them. But if this is trying to be like a premium adult display model, no, it should not have a million stickers for the runway that are really hard to like all line up, that are also cut off center yet again, and cost $80 for like something of this size. In my opinion, this is like a $50 set with the stickers, and even if all the stickers were printed, it would still only be like a $60 set. Another thing I didn't love about the build is the rotors. Like, they look okay. I kind of would have preferred like a more brick-built solution since the rest of the model is so detailed. But the more annoying part is that you attach them like in bag 2 or 3, and then they like keep breaking off as you build the rest of the thing. So I kind of feel like they should have been saved like right for the end of the build. And that's something I noticed also with the expansion set and in the Burrow set for Harry Potter. I feel like the instructions they felt like a little bit different when building these sets lately. Like they weren't showing the right angles to attach pieces at. It just felt like the instructions weren't as comprehensive as usual. And so that's part of it, like with the building experience. Like, why were those attached at a point where it was so easy to break them off for like the next 30 minutes of the build? Like I said, though, I really love the details. I really like the engines, and you even have like the cutout area where Hulk escaped from. So this is a really sweet model, and I really, really love the design of the set. It's just that price that makes it hard to swallow. There's nothing for me to say about the Milano that I haven't already said. It is one of the greatest LEGO Marvel sets ever made. It is a fantastic design. It's a fantastic price. It has good minifigures. You can see some of them in the cockpit there. It's got like a decent size interior with like access through the hallways. This set is just everything I ever could have dreamed of when thinking of a UCS style Milano. I'm so happy that we finally got it. It looks gorgeous on display. I'm headed home to Michigan like 2 hours after filming this video, so no sleep for me again tonight. But I'm really going to try to squeeze this into my backpack, or not my backpack, into my carry-on suitcase fully built, because I just really want to do a comparison video for you guys. So wish me luck. If you see a comparison video in December, then I've succeeded. The same thing goes for the X-Mansion. There's not a lot to say. I think that it's a cool set. I do think it has a lot of drawbacks. I think it's the weakest of the Marvel modular buildings that we've gotten so far, but it's a giant X-Men set. Like, oh my god, people are complaining so much about the minifigures. I don't understand why. I love them. Some of them have a couple print quality issues in terms of like the skin color not being opaque enough on characters like Jean Grey or on Gambit, but like that's my only issue with the minifigures. I feel like so many people are complaining about the selection, about the number of them. Like, not every set can have 30 minifigures like Avengers Tower. It's a ridiculous expectation. And also, the thing to look at is the number of new prints. That's where the budget is coming from. Like, Avengers Tower had so many reused minifigures. This set has like a lot of new minifigures because most of these characters have never been made in Lego form before. So sorry, I just saw someone complaining about that on Reddit like before I filmed this video, so that's why it's top of mind for me. But that's what really makes this set. Like, even with its flaws, it's just such a cool display piece to have the X-Men flying all around it. It's something that I never really thought we were going to see in Lego form because of how the X-Men weren't getting any toys for several years there. So I'm happy with the set overall, but if you're not a Marvel completionist, you might just want to wait for hopefully some cheaper X-Men sets to come out next year. And the gift with purchase, which you can barely see in the background again, I mean, it's cool. There's Professor X, kind of. I guess I could move this set a little bit. The gift with purchase is cool, but if you missed out on it, I don't think it's worth buying on the aftermarket. And finally, we come to the Avengers Assemble Age of Ultron. This entire diorama set is just based around that one scene in Age of Ultron where the Avengers leap out of their Jeep and they all line up for a glorious team shot. And I'm going to be like a tiny bit harsh here. It's just my opinion, you know, as a fan. But I think this shows why you should not make Lego sets based off of a freeze frame from one scene. It's just not it. I totally respect what the designer was trying to do. I get the idea. It is kind of cool, but like the build is so bare. This set costs $110 and you get like 4 trees, a spindly little tower, a Jeep that would be like a $20 set on its own, and then a tiny bunker. And the rest of it is just empty space. It's a totally different style diorama base from like the Spider-Man Final Battle and Endgame Final Battle sets. So it doesn't even fit stylistically with the other 18 plus Marvel dioramas. Or sorry, not 18 plus dioramas, because none of these sets that I just mentioned are 18 plus. They all have like regular box art and everything, but I don't know the exact ages off the top of my head. But then what was even more disappointing to me is that after I finished building it and I saw how sparse the build was for the cost, like truly, the cost of this build I think should be no more than like $60 or maybe $70. It has a lot of minifigures, so I'd give it $70, but it's $110. But then you're like, oh, it has so many minifigures and several of them are new. But then when I went to pose the minifigures, I was also disappointed because they don't even look that good when they're fully posed up. Like Thor is facing downwards and jumping like into the ground basically. I think Hawkeye and Black Widow look great. Like they are really in action, leaping forward. That's amazing. I think Captain America looks pretty good on his motorcycle. I think Hulk looks decent, although obviously he's a lot harder to pose because he's a big fig. It is great to see him again, though, and to be fair, a big fig does drive up the cost of the set. You've got some Chitauri soldiers, or sorry, some Hydra soldiers wearing Chitauri armor, the same ones from like that battle pack set. But that's the other thing, like the battle pack set doesn't even connect to this set in any way. So it just seems very odd to me. And Iron Man is the other issue. Iron Man is like kind of flying in looking at nothing because of the way he's posed. So I really think that the minifigures could have been posed better. I think the build could have been better. I think the price could have been lower. There's a little play feature that you saw me accidentally activate when I moved this out of Cerebro's way. And like, what's the point of that in like a display set? You know, this is not a play set at all. This is like a total diorama. So yeah, I respect the concept behind this set. I just think that it hasn't been executed well in terms of like the price, size of the build, position of the minifigures. And that's a shame because, again, it is an interesting idea. Then again, I would much rather see like fresh new ideas from Lego Marvel instead of just repeating the same things over and over again. So I respect the set, you know, I totally respect what the designer did here. And I guess at the end of the day, like I would rather see an idea like this be tried and then like for me to realize I don't personally love it than to like never see it happen at all. So that about wraps up this collection video. I think that we got a lot of cool sets this summer, some of the best Lego Marvel sets ever made with the Milano. And then I think some of the weaker ones, although I appreciate that a new concept was tried, like with the Avengers Age of Ultron set. I feel like that could have been a really cool idea if it had just been executed a little bit better. I do think last year was a stronger year for Lego Marvel, mostly because of Avengers Tower. The Milano is amazing, but in my opinion, Avengers Tower is better, and that ended the year on a really good note. The X-Mansion set is awesome, but it just does not have, like, the insane quality that Avengers Tower did. And unfortunately, I do think a lot of these sets are overpriced, and I haven't really felt that Marvel sets were in that like echelon of super overpriced Lego sets, but it really feels like they're getting there between the X-Mansion and the Avengers Assemble set and the Helicarrier. So I hope that they come down a little bit starting next year. But that's it for today, so don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.